Now let us come on this Millikan oil drop experiment which gave the charge of electron. Thomson gave charge to mass ratio of the electron which was found to be same in all the cases. Now how to find the charge of the electron? Already we have seen that in properties of cathode rays that the cathode rays are carrying negative charge. They are made of basically electron beam, stream of electron. The source can be taken cathode and the gas ionization. Now then how the electronic charge is determined? For charge of electron determination, we are taking this Millikan oil drop experiment. What is Millikan oil drop experiment? We have taken one atomizer, one oil taken here. From this small contained particles or oil droplets are introduced into a chamber. This chamber have two plates. We can call them charge plates. One have positive charge, other have negative charge, and it have a small hole through which the oil droplet can pass to the lower side. And we are having one source of the X-rays. This X-ray they help in gas ionization. They help in the gas ionization. The gas get ionized by passing X-rays. Again we take same thing, we take practically nil pressure or we take low pressure, and then on passing X-rays they will supply energy to the molecules, and in molecules some electrons are coming out. Those electron will we can think of that electron will be absorbed by the oil droplets. Oil droplets will fall below under means will fall in downward direction under the effect of gravity. Oil droplet will fall below under the effect of gravity, and then by adjusting the electric field, and we also can apply simultaneously magnetic field. Details हमारे syllabus में नहीं है इसलिए हम बहुत ज़्यादा जाएंगे इसमें. On adjusting the strength of the electric field, the oil droplets motion can be retarded or can be made stationary. In fact, we apply simultaneously also magnetic field. So when we apply electric field and also magnetic field, this is the oil droplet under observation. This is oil droplet under observation. The gas is ionized inside this chamber, which is taken gas at low pressure, and then by source of X-rays they help in the gas ionization. Then we put here oil droplet absorb electrons, and then oil droplets will acquire negative charge. They will fall below under the effect of gravity. At the same time, it is positive plates that attract the oil droplets. The strength of the electric field can be adjusted along with the magnetic field to make the oil droplet stationary. They fall below. No doubt they should fall below under the effect of gravity, but at the same time, by applying the electric field, oil droplet gets charged. When oil droplet are charged, they are attracted by this positive plates. So by adjusting the strength of the electric, and we also apply simultaneously magnetic field, oil droplet can be made stationary, and then from the strength of the electric and magnetic field known to us, we can find the charge on the oil droplets. The charge on the oil droplet will come because of electrons, and in each case whatever charge was coming on the oil droplet, it was always a simple whole number multiple of the smallest value of charge, which is given as the charge of electron minus 1.6022 into 10 to power minus 19 coulombs per electron. This is the charge of electron coming. Actually, in each case, the oil droplet have charge. The oil droplets have charge in a multiple of this charge, above charge. Suppose oil droplet have charge, let's say -8 into, roughly if I'm writing here, 10 to the power minus 19 coulombs. That means it can indicate N should be how much? 5 electrons. If oil droplet can absorb 4 electron, 3 electron, 10 electron, 8 electron, in any case, oil droplet can have different charges. Here we got the charge on the oil droplet, not the electron. And the charge on the oil droplet was always coming a simple whole number multiple of this value of charge. And this value of charge was then supposed to be the charge of electron. This value of charge which was given here was found to be the charge of the electron. So once for the electron charge is known to us, already we got the electron charge to mass ratio. From the knowledge of charge to mass and charge of electron, the mass of electron can be determined. You can see from here that the mass of electron, I can write directly in here space, only small space required. But the mass of electron, it can be taken charge of electron upon charge to mass ratio. So what is electronic charge? Minus 1.6022 into 10 to the power minus 19 divided by minus 1.758 into 10 to the power 10 to the power 11. This value will come, mass of electron from here 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. This charge was coming 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg will be the charge of the electron. That is how for the electron charge was determined. I hope it is clear. From the charge and charge to mass ratio for the electron, mass can be determined. The ratio of charge by charge to mass ratio will give the mass. So that is how the electronic mass was determined. It is discovery of electron, charge of electron, how it is given. It is all this one here. Now when in the atom it was proved that atom is not smallest particle, but they contains in them some negative particles which are called as electrons. So next question came ki if the atoms are as a whole electrically neutral, if atoms are as a whole electrically neutral, then how they maintain their electrical neutrality? For that it was suggested that if atom having them negative particles, they should also have in them some positive particles. If atoms are having in them negative particles, electrons, then they should also have in them positive particles, which is taken by next experiment called as anode ray experiment. For that we take next experiment called as anode ray experiment. So let us take next one, anode ray experiment, which led to the discovery of protons. Now from the cathode ray experiment, it was proved that the atoms are having in them negative particles which are called electrons, which were first called negatrons. Later on the name was given by Stoney, electrons. So next came the point, discovery of proton. This is given through the anode ray or canal ray experiment. Now when it is proved that atoms are having in them negative particles, then to maintain their electrical neutrality, they should have in them some positive particles. Those positive particles are called as protons, which maintain their electrical neutrality. How does determined experimentation wise? The setup taken same type over here. We have difference what? We have taken a perforated cathode. We have taken a cathode having perforations, pores. बहुत सारे इसमें छेद होंगे, pores होंगे इसके अंदर, किसमें? कैथोड के अंदर. Through the perforations of pores, the rays can pass to the other side. The rays can pass to the other side. So it have the coating of zinc sulfide. The glass wall opposite to anode, it was made to have coating of zinc sulfide. What is zinc sulfide? It is a fluorescent material where if a particle strike, they produce flash of light. The production of flash of light can indicate that something are the rays are there which are coming and striking this wall, and then they can produce a flash of light. It has taken the perforated cathode. It is anode taken as expected. From the cathode they emit anode cathode rays, and it was observed one more kind of rays were emanating one more type of rays were coming out from the anode side, which were going behind the cathode. They are going behind the cathode, and then they strike this glass wall having coating of zinc sulfide, and they were producing flash of light. This indicate that some rays are coming from the anode. Now, if it is taken, I'd like to go for the source. Okay, what are the source of anode rays? Then we can take properties more. Okay, इसमें क्या होता है? We have already discussed. If I take suppose gas molecules and they strike by the electrons, they can form H2 plus ions, electrons more. So this can be taken. Molecules of the gas can ionize to form electrons, and this electron coming from the cathode original. From cathode, source is cathode, and the second electron come from gas ionization. So together this electron beam, they will make up cathode rays, already explained to you, and the cations remaining here of the gas molecules, they will form the anode rays. They form the anode rays. If I take some property of cathode rays, I will come this point right now. आपको मैं समझाता हूँ, इसे एक बार समझ लीजिए, सुन लीजिए ध्यान से, उतना ही है इसके लिए. Properties are quite similar, leaving charge and the charge to mass ratios. पहले property क्या है? That the anode rays also travel in the straight line. Like experimental proof can be taken, casting a shadow of the object if placed in their path. Then they are also having material nature. They have mechanical nature. They are made of particles. They are having mechanical nature. They are made of particles. Those particles, when they strike the light mica wheel placed in the path, can start rotating. And then the charge. Anode rays have positive charge. It is explained by same point that they show deflection toward the negative plates on application of electric field. They show deflection toward the negative plates on application of electric field, and in the magnetic field they show deflection which is expected from a positive rays or positive particles, which is expected from the positive particles. So deflection in the electric and magnetic field indicate that this anode rays, they are having on them positive charge. And then we have got that for the cathode rays, the charge to mass ratio was found to be same irrespective of the gas taken in the discharge tube, while for the anode rays the charge to mass ratio was different. For the anode rays the charge to mass ratio was not same. It was different for different gases. It was different for different gases. If I take hydrogen gas, which is the lightest gas, if we take hydrogen gas, which is the lightest gas, the charge to mass ratio for the hydrogen gas was highest. Charge to mass ratio for the hydrogen gas was highest, and for different gas this ratio was different. So you can see from here easily, if I suppose take as hydrogen, it is the lightest gas, mass is lowest, the charge to mass ratio definitely should be highest. If I take nitrogen gas, O2 gas or other gases, when you take different other gases, they are having different masses. For different mass of the gas, they have different charge to mass ratio. So charge to mass ratio was not same for all the gas, but it was different for different gases. I hope you get this point. If charge to mass ratio was found to be same for any gas taken in discharge tube for the cathode rays, because electron beam was making the cathode rays, whereas positive ions remaining from the gas ionization, they will make the anode rays. And since for different gases they are having different atomic masses, so ratio of charge to mass will be different for different gases taken in the discharge tube. I hope it is clear. So these rays were called as anode because the source was supposed to come from anode side, but they are not coming from anode. Remember, the source of the anode rays, or we also call them canal rays, is only one thing, the gas itself. The gas in the discharge tube, that only get ionized to form positive ions. Those positive ions will make up the anode rays. And for the hydrogen atoms, when it is taken atomic state, The particles remaining were called proton. That is, the proton discovery was done from the anode ray or canal ray experiment. Now, after this discovery of electron proton, next question came from the some different observation more. Like, if we assume that the mass of atom is supposed to be because of only protons, then the actual mass of atom was found to be almost double or more than double in many cases. So next we can explain the discovery of neutron from that observation. So let us take our next point taken, discovery of neutron. We have seen earlier the sequence of discovery of different atomic particles. First we got discovery of electrons by cathode ray experiment, which got the cathode rays discovery, which were consisting of the stream of electrons. Then anode rays, from anode ray experiment the proton were discovered, and neutrons are discovered in 1932. The reason for neutron late discovery was that they are neutral. It is difficult for their detection by electric or magnetic field. And moreover, why this was required? Because if we assume that the mass of electron we got is very very less as compared to mass of proton, and in that case we can assume that the mass of atom is mainly because of the mass of only nucleus or due to protons. In that case the mass of protons are coming total quite less as compared to the total mass of the atom. So there was a need to be felt that there should be some more particles which are neutral and their mass is nearly same as that of the protons. Keeping in view, James Chadwick discovered the neutrons by bombarding beryllium with alpha particles. When bombardment was done, they produce neutrons and they give carbon. So in this reaction they produce neutrons, which is a neutral particle. The symbol taken for neutron being a neutral particle, and mass of neutron is almost same as that of proton, just slightly more. If you take the mass of proton is taken in the range 1.672 into 10 to power minus 27 kg, and the mass of neutron is taken in the range 1.675 into 10 to power minus 27 kg. अब देखो दोनों almost equally है. The mass of neutron is just slightly more than the mass of the proton. That's what we can take the mass of neutron and proton related. So this discovery was done late because of neutral nature. Detection was difficult of the neutron. That is how the neutrons are discovered, bombarding the beryllium with alpha particles. So we can get till now here we have discussed some points. So they will give the basic idea of the atom's three fundamental particles, which are taken as your electron, proton and neutron. So if I take the values, now if we summarize first these three particles in tabulated form, they are the atom's three fundamental particles. You try to keep the values of charge, mass in mind. If we can make table form in which we can take the basic properties of the three fundamental particles, like we have particle contain discovery by scientist name, then you take mass of particle, you take charge of particle in SI system, you take charge of the particle in CGS system, then it is taken relative charge. If you take first particle, we can have is, let's say, electron. Electron is discovered by which scientist? Thomson. Sir J.J. Thomson. Mass of electron is taken 9.1 into 10 to power minus 31 kg. Charge is taken of electron minus 1.6022. You can take in solving questions 1.6 into 10 to power minus 19 coulombs. In CGS the charge taken is 4.8 into 10 to power minus 10 ESU. It is smallest charge, given the value -1. Then you take proton. Discovery by E. Goldstein. Mass of proton taken 1.672 into 10 to power minus 27 kg. Charge taken is same in magnitude, sign opposite, 1.6 into 10 to power minus 19 coulombs. It is positive, plus 4.8 into 10 to power minus 10 ESU, electrostatic unit. Written neutron, James Chadwick. Mass 1.675 into 10 to power minus 27 kg. Charge neutron particle, no charge, given relative charge 0. If it is taken sometime in question solving, you may require the units relation of charge of electron in coulombs and electrostatic units. What the relation taken? If I take one electrostatic unit, we can write ESU is equal to 1/3 into 10 to power 9 coulombs. C is coulombs, or you can write 1 coulomb is equal to 3 into 10 to power 9 electrostatic units. 1 coulomb is 3 into 10 to power 9 electrostatic unit. That's the unit of charge of electron in CGS and SI system. Keep in mind, because in some questions it is required. Later on, not right now. The relation of charge, mass, electrons, unit of charge, especially, you can keep in mind. Okay. So they are the atoms taken 3 fundamental particles. About them we have to study in detail. Detail means in studying all the other properties we link with electron, almost all the properties of chemical bonding, or nucleus in some other properties. But we can have certain more particles, certain more subatomic particles in the atoms. About them, I just gave a small table in which information only given to you. You can just have for your knowledge. In exams, it is not relevant much. So anyway, right now we know that in the atom they can have nearly 300 subatomic particles more. So about them, all are not important, or means too short-lived. So we can take some ideas of several more subatomic particles through one table. When you take in table some other subatomic particles, it is given to you. First one called positron, symbol +E0, discovered by Anderson. It is discovered by scientist, contributing scientist here, Anderson. Charge taken +1 unit. Mass, it is same as electron. It is just, we can take as anti-electron. Electron and this positron, they have same mass. Only charge become opposite. Charge is just opposite. Electron have charge -1 unit. It have charge +1 unit. Mass is same as that of electron. अगला है neutrino and anti-neutrino. They were discovered by Fermi. Charge taken 0. They are no charge. For them, symbol you can write is 0 E0. Mass taken is again very low, given the scale 0.0002 AMU. AMU no atomic mass unit or unit mass. Then it is taken anti-proton, discovered by you can take scientist Sager. this symbol can be taken for this, just like you can take proton, we write here it is anti-proton. Mass is same as that of proton, only what happens, charge is -1 unit wise, otherwise charge is same as that of proton, but sign become here negative. Then you can take several kind of mesons. Pi mesons are taken, can be taken to three categories: positive, neutral, or negative. Positive and negative mesons were discovered by Yukawa and neutral by Kemmer. Mass is again quite low, but it is given on the scale of unit mass 0.16107 atomic mass unit or mass units. Okay, so this is table in depicting some of the other subatomic particles. Normally don't get question on this particles, it is just for information you can have. Now next we can take is to start now here different atomic models. After discovery of electrons and protons, the question was came ki how to arrange them in the atom. Protons were not discovered by the time we can take Thomson experiment was done. He just told positive charge. As a whole, atoms are electrically neutral. So we can take now starting different atomic models. In that first model can be taken here is Thomson's model. Now next topic is taken about different atomic models. But before we take atomic models, we require to know some more terms, because they are required to us for understanding the models in better way. In that first can be taken some idea of the radioactivity. First you can take some idea of radioactivity. What is radioactivity? By definition, क्या होता है radioactivity? This can be taken as phenomena. It is a phenomena of spontaneous emission of certain radioactive rays from some substances which are called as radioactive substances. That in nature we have several elements, in fact many elements, which can show the property of radioactivity. Not much common, but there are several elements or atoms which are showing this property, radioactivity. It is a phenomena of spontaneous emission of certain radiations. Radiations, because we normally call them radioactive rays. These radiations, we can call them radiations. Radiations or radioactive rays from some substances. These substances taken here are called as radioactive substances. Okay. Now, which are the common radiations or rays are coming out? Basically, in this case, there is emission of three radiations. One is taken as alpha particles or alpha rays. Alpha rays can be basically made of alpha particles. What is this alpha particle? It can be taken doubly ionized helium atom, or I can write here 2He4 symbol wise. It is taken helium nucleus. It is same as helium nucleus. But in atoms, the atomic number or mass number will remain unchanged. So symbolically it is taken 2He4. So what is alpha particles or alpha rays? They are made of alpha particles which are nothing but only helium nucleus. If from helium atom we remove both electron, the remaining part is helium nucleus. That helium nucleus will make up the alpha particles. Helium nucleus will make up the alpha particles. Are you getting this point? So that is what alpha rays, they will make up made of alpha particles. Charge is double 2 plus unit charge they possess, and mass is same as that of the helium atom, helium nucleus. Then second taken beta rays. Beta rays are made of simply electrons. Symbolically we take for beta particle, symbol taken is beta particle wise -1 E0. We write beta minus particle. charge is negative, so symbol taken is -1 E0. Beta particle you can think in simple way as आप पूछेंगे ना सर सिंपल वे का मीनिंग क्या है, बिकॉज देन व्हाट इज डिफरेंस ऑफ द बीटा पार्टिकल and the electron? See, basically there is no difference. Electrons and beta particles are same. Difference only one in origin. When you take beta particles, they have origin from nucleus. This beta particle, they have origin from nucleus. From nucleus means in nucleus we have one neutron. It can decay to give one proton. Plus beta particle. You can think of that in the nucleus we have one neutron. It can decay to give one proton plus beta particle. This beta particle is same as electron. If it balance the reaction, atomic number or mass number on both sides will be equal. In any nuclear reaction, this can be taken as one of the nuclear reaction. For the production of beta particle, in such a reaction the total atomic number and mass number should be same on both sides of the equation. So that is what we can, they can form beta particles making beta rays. Third taken is gamma rays. Gamma rays are simply high energy radiations. Gamma rays, they are high energy electromagnetic radiations. High energy electromagnetic radiations. They are traveling, if it is taken speed of the rays, speed when it is taken here, gamma rays are traveling at highest speed, then beta, then alpha. Mass is higher. Gamma rays are traveling with the same speed of light, same speed as that of light. What is speed of light? 3 into 10 to power 8 meter per second. Beta particles are traveling bit lower than the speed of light. But not much lower. And alpha particles, they have speed much lower than that of the gamma or beta, both kind of particles. If the speed taken, it is about taken 1/100th. This can take lowest, in this case quite less can take here than the speed of light. When the speed taken of the different rays, we can take particles, gamma rays are traveling with the same speed as that of light. Beta rays nearly same or slightly less compared to the speed of light. And alpha particles are traveling at the, we can take lowest speed because of heavier mass. Mass taken is 4 unit mass for the alpha particles. Beta particle mass is that of electron, and gamma rays basically taken mass less. Now if it is some more property for this alpha, beta, gamma rays or radiations, if I take here their charge, already discussed that charge is higher of the alpha particles, +2 unit charge they possess. Beta particles are having charge -1 unit, and gamma radiations are neutral. This charge can be explained in when we place a substance, we take some source. The source can be taken some radioactive substance. It is some radioactive substance. Suppose it can emit all three kind of radiations. Now in this case, if it is taken electric field, if I take electric field is applied, so when you take gamma radiations, they pass through the electric field without any deflection. On the other hand, when you take alpha particles, show deflection toward the positive plates, and the beta particles will show deflection towards the negative plates. Alpha particles will show deflection toward positive plate, indicating that alpha particles show deflection toward the negative plates, indicating that they possess positive charge. and beta particles show deflection toward the positive plates, indicating that they have negative charge. If it is taken, the ratio or the angle of, you can take, deflection is much more for the beta particles. Deflection is higher for the beta particles as compared to alpha particles, because this deflection, angle of deflection taken here, it is proportional to ratio of charge to mass. It is directly proportional to ratio of charge to mass. Electron have beta particles possess charge 1 unit. It is lower as compared to alpha particles, which have charge double, but mass is very much different. That the mass of electron is how much, or mass of electron same as beta particle is 1 by 1836, 37 times the mass of proton. So if we compare the ratio of the mass, if I take the mass of alpha particle and mass of beta particle, will be how much? It is 4 unit mass. The value is same as unit mass or atomic mass units. So how much this value come? 1 by 1836 times. So we can take the mass will be very high for the alpha particle. Mass is very high for the alpha particle. For that reason, alpha particles will show deflection lower, because they have charge to mass ratio lower for the alpha particles. That alpha particles have lower charge to mass ratio, beta particles have high charge to mass ratio. So this angle of deflection, it depends on the charge to mass ratio directly. So beta particles, due to high E by M ratio, they will show more deflection in the electric field. First one can be taken like here, deflection is not equal. Alpha particles will show deflection toward the negative plates and beta particles show deflection toward the positive plates, whereas gamma radiations, they pass through the electric field without any deflection. I hope it is clear. Deflection depends on the charge to mass ratio, indicating that alpha particles low deflection, beta particles more deflection. Okay. If we take 1 to more property for this alpha or beta particles, we can take their ionizing power. Ionizing power of gases, that these rays when pass through gases, they can cause ionization of the gas. So this ability is highest for the alpha particles, then beta, then gamma. Whereas if it is taken penetration power, if you take penetration power or penetrating power through metals, this ability is highest for the gamma radiations, then beta, and then alpha. This penetration power is highest for the gamma radiations, then beta, then alpha. But whereas gases, the ability of the radiations to ionize the gas will be highest for the alpha particles. They are heavier particles. They will also cause higher energy, and then they can cause the gas ionization easily. Whereas gamma radiations, this ability will be lowest. So this is some idea of the radioactivity, because when you take next module coming up, we need to study or we need to know about alpha particles. Okay, so this is some idea. Now some more terms are involved. Some more terms are involved in the study of the chapter coming ahead as atomic structure,